you know. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today I'm joined by one of the beginning people in Walkaway. He told me not to call him a founder for legal reasons. He can now be seen all over the social medias, YouTube, his triumphant return to Twitter, and doing cooking videos on Instagram. Please welcome to the show, Mike Harlow.
Hi, darling. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're here, honestly. It's nice to talk to you. We're going to talk a little bit Bernie Sanders, bowing to Biden, VP picks. We're going to talk about your Warren winning the nomination prediction.
We're just waiting. I'm gonna drink every time Sean says that he told us so. Have you guys heard that he told us so, that Biden was gonna win? Because he told us so. So if you haven't heard, he did in fact tell us so.
Yes, I did. In fact, I think my audience is sick and tired of the Joe Biden stuff already.
Yes, they are.
We're only going to talk about that briefly. I just wanted to make the thumbnail that I made because I enjoyed it. No, we're only going to talk about the primary stuff briefly. Everybody,
but
knows.
You'll still work that in some way.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh yeah, like this show on Netflix because I told you so that Biden was going to win.
Yeah, exactly. But we do have some housekeeping on the channel that I need to do. I received some super chats that I missed from my last live stream. I'm just going to go over them right quick. I have them up in the thingamabob, so we're gonna do that for a second. So let me actually pull up to the page. So I have a $25 from Evan Boymel. Thank you very much for the donation. It says a former MSM field reporter who appreciates the job both of you do. Maybe a fun topic I saw Tim Pool speak on earlier, which is Jim Acosta and secret conservative. Oh, is Jim Acosta a secret conservative plant? And keep the good news flowing, Lauren and Sean. Lauren's not here because I forgot this at the time. Thank you.
I can play the role of Lauren if you'd like.
It wasn't a question, but I'm sure there's a question in here, and you're gonna have to answer it for her. Sean, would you vote for Mark Cuban in 2020? That's from Sebastian Bouillas for $1.99. No, I probably wouldn't vote for Mark Cuban. And then I got Julian Borges, who I did read a bunch of his in the last one, and he says happy early birthday to me, which I really appreciate. And then I have Desi Murgi for $20. Thank you very much. It says, in the aftermath of COVID, are there reevaluations of conservative positions on things like healthcare, cost efficiency versus profit, cost efficiency, profit versus contingency, shock observation capacity, both in the U.S. and the Canadian perspective is welcome. Yeah, so once again, I'm reading these 4 days late, but I don't like making policy changes based on a crisis. I don't think that's an effective way to make policy. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with you. That's something that they always say too. We can't politicize this. So it's sort of, I guess I see both sides of it, that nothing happens, but that's how you sort of end up making rash decisions, is when you use something like this to.
And remember, this is like a 100-year black swan event, so there will be some policy changes. Like Joe Biden was talking about making a virus wing, like a cabinet level department for pandemics, basically the Department of Homeland Security for pandemics. And I don't think that's particularly useful because, again, this is a once in 100 thing. Like, you could put something under Homeland for this.
Yeah, I agree. Also, side note, I've been going crazy with it. I'm losing my mind. Have you ever seen The Lighthouse?
No, I haven't.
That's how I feel. This is like The Lighthouse. Because they just are stuck in a lighthouse and they go crazy. So that's me.
So ISO isn't treating you well?
What's that?
ISO is not treating you well.
Who?
Isolation.
Oh, no. I'm going nuts.
Oh, I also saw this funny comment and I wanted to respond to it. Season 4 of Angel is not as bad as people say. There is a lot of nonsense with the Connor character and a lot of just poorly laid out plot twist in there. But it's still pretty good, but it is the worst of the 4 seasons.
Why? There are only 4 seasons?
There's 5. It's the worst of the 5.
So it got better in season 5?
Yeah, season 5 of that show is insane. They just break all the rules. So
that is just like season 7 of The Good Wife.
I haven't
Dead
seen
to
it.
me.
I gotta watch more
good.
TV. Gabe oh my God, you guys with the names. Utex with the Canadian $5. Hi, Sean and Mike. Sean
Hey.
told us so. I don't know what that means.
You told them so. You knew Biden was going to win.
Yeah,
you told
okay.
them so.
I forgot. We
By
already.
the way, this guy is like some sort of friggin' Miss Cleo, because the last time we were hanging out, he had said to me, the last thing he said before he left, he was like, "Oh, don't get banned from Twitter before I see you again." The next day, I got banned from Twitter.
Yeah,
hopefully you'll say to me at some point, Mike, hey, don't win $1 million.
No, I kind of what you call it. I kind of totally like ruined your life on that. So we're gonna do a little.
I got it back.
We're gonna do this a little bit like informally, if you guys can already tell. Obviously, there was the news this week. I'm not gonna make a video on it because I've made a ton of videos on it. But Joe Biden was endorsed by Bernie Sanders, and I don't know who was surprised by this, but Mike, were you surprised by this? And what are your thoughts?
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Like, I mean, it just shows what a fraud he is. I mean, this is the person who was going to take on the establishment. No, it's nuts. I'm just shocked he didn't do it sooner. You know, I knew that as soon as he started losing, I was like, yeah, he'll run his mouth for a couple of weeks, and then right after, he will wipe his chin and say thank you.
What did you think about the did you see Bernie answer the question related to Biden's accuser?
I didn't see it, but I saw somebody posted about it. They said something like she should be heard or something like. So even with that, the standard has shifted from believe all women.
Well, yeah. Well, I saw the Progressive Voice, who is not a very interesting YouTuber. He posted like Bernie's quote with the video, and if you read the quote, it's like, she should have her time to be heard and all that, like, you know, very feminist, inspirational stuff. If you watch Bernie say
I endorse him.
If you watch Bernie say it, he clearly does not want to talk about it. And like, it's amazing. Hi, Mike, fan from Unsafe Space here.
Hey,
hope to see you on there again. Sean should be on the show too.
I was actually going to tell you that you should go on Unsafe Space.
I feel like I might be making this up because somebody did contact me today to appear on something. I feel like that's them, and that was like in my list of things to do to reply.
Was it Carrie or Carter?
I don't know. It's a Twitter.
It was one of them. That was it. But you should go on it because they're the best.
Yeah,
and thank you. That's awesome.
I would consider being on it if I'm being perfectly honest. I would do it.
They're the best.
I'm retweeting the stream right now. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it a little informal. I'm digging up that video right now. This is my high level producing where I do it in the middle of the show.
I'll tell you what I told you so about though. That I called it from the beginning that Bernie was just not the same guy he was this time versus last time. And I think now we know that a lot of his support before was just because people hated Hillary that much.
Yeah, running against Hillary is the best recipe for success. I mean, if you're anyone except for Bernie Sanders, running against Hillary means you have a really good chance at winning.
I was actually thinking, okay, you guys may not like this. This is going to be probably an unpopular opinion, but when I was looking at the last two standing in this election with Bernie and Biden in his current state, I'm like, I hated Hillary. I would take her any day over these two.
I think that is such a misnomer. Joe Biden does not have
he can't do the job.
No, I mean, first of all, like what are we doing talking about people who should be president? We're talking about the people we have. But I'm saying in terms of likability, Joe Biden's way more likable than Hillary
Yes,
Clinton.
But he's a walking corpse right now.
Yeah, but like that just goes to show you a corpse is better than than Miss Clinton, apparently.
But I feel like you don't even know who you're voting for at this point.
Have you seen the Tiger King related memes with Hillary Clinton and Donald? Like they're basically an off-brand Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
That's so true. I'm the opposite of this. I actually might be the one person who thinks Joe Exotic is way worse than her. Like, okay, she killed the husband, she got away with it, kind of like good for her, but he's just disgusting, and I don't understand all these people like supporting him.
Somebody says that Bernie has 3 mansions. He has 3 houses. They're not necessarily mansions. One is just a summer camp, like many Vermonters.
Summer camp. So. There's no place like home. A home.
Joe forgets what state he's in. Did you see the I actually I used the image, my base image of Biden and Bernie, where before I photoshopped the ice cream meme over it, which if you can't tell, I love the Joe Biden ice cream memes. That image is actually from a story about how Joe Biden was reading off a teleprompter in his impromptu live stream with Bernie Sanders. Like, imagine one of us in this conversation, we're reading off a freaking teleprompter.
And he still couldn't do it.
Yeah, he said that he's going to legalize illegal citizens or something like that.
There was one, too, where he was on some show and he had a paper in his lap. You could hear the paper that he was reading off of, and he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, I don't know. They got to pump him up full of whatever they pumpled them up.
So do you still think that he is likely to win?
I think he has a chance to. Look, the pandemic is a black like swan event. I don't know what that's gonna change. I'll tell you what does hurt. Michigan is a key state that I believe Trump won over Hillary. He flipped it red in 2016. Yeah. The Michigan governor right now is like insane, angering their residents. So Michigan is actually like that could end up flipping that back towards the Trump camp because that governorship's flipped.
She's a Democrat, right?
Yeah. The Whitmore or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that I'm just saying hi to Wow That. Speaking of ice cream, I miss Bloomberg ads. Yes.
Please tell me you saw that ad. I like my gay ice cream.
So here's the thing about the ice cream thing, and I heard this from one of the like old school conspiracy theorists that like rich people that don't want to seem like the devil, like they're always photographed eating ice cream because they think it humanizes them. But like I feel like that we've passed the threshold where it's like, oh, they eat ice cream, and then it's like, why do all these people have ice cream in their hand? What is going on?
Did you hear about somebody sent me down some like conspiracy theory rabbit hole this week where did you hear that thing about like this drug that the celebrities apparently do and it's really like the blood of children or something and they look all shitty now because they can't get it and it's crazy.
YouTube is nuking conspiracy theorists right now. But yeah, no, I haven't heard that. But I have heard like those type of conspiracy theories, but I haven't heard that specific one in this iteration. So hold on, I got to pull up this video so you could hear Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
So you hear what I'm talking about when he's asked about the accuser. Let me know if the audio plays.
One of your most important allies, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, said recently that she thinks it's legitimate and relevant to talk about sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden. Do you agree?
I think it's relevant and to talk about anything. And I think any woman who feels that she was assaulted has every right in the world
that feels
to stand up and make her claims.
Do you think that should weigh significantly in the mind?
I think that she has the right to make her claims and get a public hearing, and the public will make their own conclusions about it. And I just don't know enough about it to comment further.
One of your most
believe all women.
So do you see what I mean about that? It's that like this quote right here where it's like she has every right in the world to stand up and make her claims. Like that's the quote from the Progressive Voice guy. But if you listen to that, that's like Bernie Sanders does not want to talk about that topic. That's why he's like, all women have a claim. That's Bernie Sanders' trick.
Or do feel if they, I'm sorry, but like people who have been raped don't feel like they've been raped. Like there's such a little linguistic sleight of hand trick right there.
Well, I mean, she's accusing him of assault, and I do want to be clear. So some people are saying that they can't hear it. So the Progressive Voice is a terrible cringe YouTuber, and I don't know why I'm trashing him so much because I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, but he looks like
there's so many other YouTubers to trash.
I know, but he looks like mini Cenk Uygur. So he recorded that off of his TV. So that volume is that low because he recorded off his TV. That was like cranked up at maximum. I can't do anything about that. I do apologize. But, the audio was not coming in via my mic. I actually turned off my mic while
I could hear it.
Playing. Yeah, I know. You have headphones in. That's why. But the video was definitely much lower than we were. But yeah, Bernie looked really uncomfortable. You could tell by his body language that he just did not want to talk about that. And
that was almost as much of a hostage video as Obama's endorsement.
No, Obama was going to definitely endorse him.
No, I'm saying they both looked like hostage videos.
Right. It's funny that people were like, "Oh, Obama's so bold making his endorsement when every other candidate's out of the race." But I did say that would probably happen if they were more competitive.
Wait, you did? Okay, you did say so. So you did in fact tell us so.
No. I did think that if it was more competitive, he would have endorsed in the race. Look,
Not a
like,
chance.
that's not a prediction though. Like Barack Obama was going to endorse the Democratic nominee. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what was he
I
gonna do?
think he I think is different than a lot of these Democrats because I don't think that he is delusional. He sees reality. He sees what's happening. I don't think he wanted Biden to be the nominee. He told Biden, "You don't have to do this. You don't have to run."
No, there was an Obama like quote or speech where he's like, I look at my speech and I think I'm the best speechwriter that I have. And he's like, I think about the economic policy and I think I'm the best economic policy. I'm like doing half Obama, half Bernie right now. But you know what it is? He hasn't been around in so long. I don't have that diction. Yeah. So progressive voice is definitely mini jank. Like, look at his.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, that's somebody you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up now. You guys are gonna get me started on this nonsense. We're already going off the rails. You know what?
That's what I'm here for, to bring us off the rails.
Honestly, like I what you call it. I've like tried to do more structured like interviews or whatever, and I just end up like, if I can have a conversation, that's like the best thing. So, all right, are you guys ready for this reveal right here?
There's a reveal.
Yes, the reveal of Mini Jank.
Oh God. Oh,
come on, Mike. Don't be too aggressive on the appearance. YouTube terms of service.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, okay, I won't say what I was thinking.
Yeah, but just yes or no question. Does that not look like Cenk Uygur, like miniature?
I can't say what I'm thinking because YouTube terms of service.
Just a yes or no. That's it.
He makes Cenk Uygur look attractive.
Oh, that's not a violation. It's just you can't dig at people's like characteristics.
You can't. What am I going to talk about then?
No, but I'm saying you can't dig if you
Can I say I would rather put my dick in a meat grinder?
Oh my God. But yeah, I'm saying so Hydro PX is actually a longtime contributor. Thank you for the $10. You know what I have to do, and I'm going to make sure I do this right now if I haven't done it already. But yeah, like Hydro PX, thank you very much. And he says this is for Mini Jank, which that's the first time people have chucked money at that face. I'll tell you that right now. All right.
Except maybe a couple hookers on the Vegas Strip.
Oh my God, Mike, so brutal. All right, so let me give what you call it. So Hydro PX, I've actually seen him in other people's streams too. Like he's a big supporter of the content. He's a good guy. I have given you your wrench, sir, which I should have given you a long time ago.
What?
His wrench. He's a mod now.
Oh.
In the chat. Now he could kill people off. Somebody says this is a what you call it. He is a thumb. So,
I don't know why I find that so funny. I'm just picturing it. He does like a stubby little thumb.
This is funny. Mini Mike spent over $500 million on the 2020 election, and all he got was a crappy nickname. No, he won American Samoa. He edged out Tulsi Gabbard for that one delegate. Like, let's not take that away from him.
And then she endorsed Biden too.
I'm not surprised by that. So if you remember that very famous exchange between Kamala and Tulsi Gabbard, Tulsi was defending Joe Biden there.
Yeah, I know, but she was like, I was pinning my hopes on her being like the one Democrat that's not awful, but.
Right.
Yeah. So wait though, who would be the Mini Chank's nephew?
I don't know. So apparently we're getting catty. Look, it is
it's
not
all
catty.
Sean.
It is not catty for me to accurately point out that there is another progressive YouTuber that basically like is like a miniature. His show is a miniature version of the Young Turks, and the guy happens to look and dress like Jank. Like that's not like. What do you want me to do?
I'm just saying, if there happened to be a meat grinder and there happened to be that guy.
Oh my God, Mike. So vulgar. There's children. It's a family show.
Is it?
Pull an Alex Jones where he starts swearing and talking about like us like murder analogies. He's like, oh, excuse me, family show. So somebody says I misspelled Jank. No, it's actually with the C. So I'm just saying. What
C
you
as
thought?
in cookie.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull up these random chats. He could have. Oh, I missed it. I don't even know what that
Yeah,
says.
it's true.
See, I somebody chatted and I missed your thing, and it says Bloomberg could have he could have bought American Samoa for all that money, and it's actually true. He spent $500 million in the election. He maybe can't buy it, but the GDP of American Samoa in a year is like $700 million.
Wow.
But Michael Bloomberg could have also given every American $1 million.
Oh yeah, not 10 million.
That's how math works. Let's see. I got $2 from Dr. H. He just keeps missing the burn mark on the floor. Oh, that's cold. He said burn.
Wait, I don't get it.
So if you don't know, one of the nicknames for Cenk Uygur that I do not participate in, because if you notice, I don't call people by nicknames in my videos. I'm a classy guy.
Yeah, me too.
What you call it? So Cenk Uygur has a birthmark on his forehead that's actually shaped like a buffalo. Like it's very similar to a buffalo. So it has been pointed out multiple times because when he's on, and like the Young Turks have a lot of production value, you can actually see the light bouncing differently off of there, and people are like, "Oh wow, like that's actually a thing." And by the way, if I was on TV, my forehead is huge real estate. The light would be bouncing off my forehead too, but like apparently he has like a discoloration, and Hydro PX has called it the
brown buffalo.
So for Malia Bull, Cenk's nephew is not a nickname. That is an accurate descriptor. I do give accurate descriptors, like, you know. I'm just saying. That's factually true. So yeah, Mike. So Mike's a part of Walkaway. So he's walked away from the Democratic Party. Excuse me.
Me and Hunter Avalon.
No, Hunter's walked away from the right side of the right in terms of political right side of YouTube. But
I loved your video. I was just watching it, by the way.
Oh my god!
Because you really hit on how this person just like doesn't know anything, and there are a lot of people who just like they don't know anything.
Well, like what I was trying to make. So a lot of people have kind of in the comments of that video, and they've kind of assumed that I said that Hunter, like he moved left, right? Which is just factually true according to our political spectrum. It's the point of his video. But I didn't say he moved like all the way to the left. I think he moved further than he described. But he describes himself as a centrist. And like a perfect example. And I also pointed out that this was somebody who was not very ideologically based. So like, you know, I'm not like trying to like force hate over to the guy. Like, I don't know him personally. I know some people with like interactions with him. A lot of people have the impression that his girlfriend is a huge influence. And I have no interest in talking about some woman who's not a public figure, who happens to be married to him, that I don't know. So like, you know, I see a lot of that in the comments of people saying that Hunter is like a full-on communist and all that. And I don't
power of the poon.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So pouring one out for Shoe on Head. She's also become a joke.
Has she?
So here's the thing, and I've said this before because people ask me because I play clips of Shoe on Head as an example of somebody who like parrots Kyle Kalinske talking points, and I could have done that with a bunch of creators because a lot of creators just take verbatim basically what Kyle Kalinske says as if it's gospel, because Kyle presents himself in a really confident and like intelligent sounding way, but he doesn't know a lot about policy. So but Shu, to be fair, never claimed to be a right-wing person. She was always on the left, and she was just making fun of SJWs. That's why people say, when's the Shoe on Head video coming out? And the answer is hopefully never. Because
no, I like her. I think she's honest.
Yeah. She seems like she's a big Bernie Sanders person. I think she gets stuff wrong, but I think my Kyle Kalinske video is about the source of that wrong information.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna, you know.
That's the thing. That's my issue with Hunter Avalon is I don't think you go from being, because he was very, very conservative before, and now to the point of thinking gender is a social construct and all these things. And so I posted on Twitter some like, you know, civil but critical things of him that were true. And for like 3 days straight, I had all these people going after me about how dare I talk about Hunter Avalon. I swear to God, every single one, pronouns in the bio. So
Well,
I don't think that's a coincidence.
I don't look, like I said, I don't think a lot of the positions he articulated, like I explained in my video that I have no problem with, people who are like transgender, like especially adults, right?
Nobody. That's the thing. The things that he was claiming. Oh, he's for gay marriage. So are the vast majority of conservatives I know. I mean, I'd have to think really hard to think of one I know who isn't for gay marriage or isn't for legalized weed. These are like this is what Dave Rubin does too, which I don't want to speak for you. I don't know if but they talk about like the pressing issues of the 80s and 90s.
Right. Well,
these are not the divisions today between Democrat and Republican.
Well, like the whole, like a big part, not the whole, but a big part of the like Groyper versus Conservative Inc. war was that they were mad that all these Conservative Inc. types were pro-gay marriage. Like a part of it, not all.
Yeah, but that's not, they're so fringe and not mainstream and so few.
So like Hunter, I think part of it is that Hunter had a lot of those people in his audience and he wasn't comfortable with that. But also he's not somebody who's ideologically based. Like if you watch that stream, which is why I linked to that stream, which I found because of you guys in the audience, by the way. That's why I knew this was coming. That's why I was like mentioning it randomly in like videos all throughout, because I saw the stream and I'd be like, oh, he's moved significantly to the left. Because a lot of people told me to debate the Vosh guy. And I
would love to do that.
But if you tell me to debate somebody, I'm going to go look at some of their work. And if I see what I think is him debating somebody, I'm going to click on it. So that's how I knew all that. But
I listened to that debate, which, by the way, if any of you guys haven't noticed, Hunter Avalon always debates people audio only, so you can't see him typing for answers. You can just hear it. He was. I think he was hooked up through the Discord call. I don't know how Discord works if you could do video. But well, I was just gonna say I listened to that though, and it was I was in the grocery store. I was listening to it, and it was just driving me crazy. I wanted to jump in that they were talking about the transgender bathroom issue, and that what's his name, Vosh?
Yeah, something like that.
He had said 2 minutes before he was arguing for it that anybody can be transgender. There's no medical or scientific basis, and that this giant burly dude, said that he can identify as a woman today and go into the woman's room. And and then nobody addresses the real issue. And I'm somebody who is 100% thinks that transgender people should go to the bathroom that there's their gender identity. However, this is why we are at an impasse with this issue, because of self-identification. If anyone, like nobody even knows what transgender means anymore. If anyone can just call themselves that, and if we act like there's no medical or scientific basis for it.
And it's such a like a weird argument, because if you have like any female friends ever, then you know that if the woman's line is really long, they'll just use the guy's bathroom, and it's like not a problem. So like the public bathrooms thing, that's like a nonsense issue. Like I scrap that aside. Locker rooms in schools, you run into issues. Sports, like these are the things that I put in my video. Like you saying these people are valid does not tell me anything about your positions. So, yeah.
And there's no difference in that position than what anyone else thinks, mostly.
Right. I do have a Orange Ninja Turtle super chat for $5. Orange Ninja Turtle was actually trolling the charity stream, which, you might say trolling's bad, but he was like pledging to troll. So you were on that stream, the Mythicist stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was actually trolling it, and he donated a lot of money, and that's a really good organization that you're donating to. So I really appreciate him. He says, keep me entertained while I stand outside of a Walmart with a new exercise bike while I wait 20 minutes for my Uber XL. You two are the 2020s Will and Grace.
Who's Will and who's Grace?
That's exactly how he was. That was exactly how he was trolling the stream, by the way.
I'm still waiting for Sean to propose gay marriage to me, but unfortunately his girlfriend is way hotter than I am. So
actually, I have something that she brought up that she sent me, and she wants credit for it. So let me just give her credit where credit is due, because let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. Actually, let me set this up a little bit better, because I have to get the actually, you know what, it's fine. Okay. Well, hold on. I got to check my other tabs. All right.
I want to know what you were talking about.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm setting
Okay.
up the screen share, but
I'm happy we're allowed to talk about her now. The last time when you were at my house, you're like, "Oh, we can't talk about her."
Yeah. I mean, I try to keep my personal like separate. So have you seen this picture on Instagram? My girlfriend sent it to me.
Yeah.
Let me make it bigger. So my working theory is that Elizabeth Warren will be the vice president.
You think?
That she held that the reason she didn't endorse Bernie was to sneak the VP. Like that was the deal she cut with Biden. And I see that picture and I'm like, it's possible. That's the wrong one. There we go, like this. Yeah, so I see that and I'm like, it's possible.
Well, it's funny because he really screwed himself by committing to picking a woman because I think Cuomo would obviously be the best bet right now.
I'm not a big Cuomo guy. I think.
Well, no, I'm not a fan of his, but I think forget even the VP. I think he's the only person in politics on the Democrat side who has that same sort of toughness that Trump has.
I think Cuomo's a flavor of the month. Like he's popular right now, but because people were talking about Cuomo maybe replacing Biden, which I don't think.
I watched your video about that, and I know if this doesn't happen, you'll have told us so. But I still just cannot imagine that they would be so delusional as to nominate somebody who is a corpse.
Well, is Barack Obama going to endorse Joe Biden if they're going to replace him? Like that's my, Oh, so
I mean, it's unlikely, but how can this person go up against Trump? Oh, and by the way, so we were talking about how in the last debate that Bernie and Biden had, Biden was a lot sharper. And I was thinking, yeah, but that's probably because Bernie just repeats himself and repeats himself and repeats himself and always says the same things that you know exactly what to say.
Right. So
because look at him now, like he's at home, relaxing, sleeping, and he can't speak and doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, so I do want to just pull this up because there's a statement to you. It says time is monies for $2.99 American. I don't know how you get the red because this guy gets the red chat for $2.99 American dollars. It's like make me look at that dollar sign and make it because that's weird. I don't know how you get away.
You get to pick.
No, it's like tiered. So like whatever you put on is what you end up getting. So I don't know how he's pulling that trick move right there. But it doesn't matter. Thank you for the donation. He says, bruh, give Anthony Fantano his flannel back.
Who the fuck is Anthony
He's a former edgy like YouTuber that's now
he makes little Jank look cute.
Do you watch Jimmy Dore do you watch Jimmy Dore at all?
I love Jimmy Dore.
From Political Pothead.
You're not gonna agree with me. I love Jimmy Dore.
So I do. So here's the thing, and
he's honest.
I don't know. I don't think Jimmy Dore is very smart. But here's the thing: I got to give credit where credit is due.
I think he would tell you that though.
Well, I got to give credit where credit is due because I rag on a bunch of lefty comedians, air quotes comedians, for not actually being funny. Jimmy Dore is actually funny. He has a comedy special from Comedy Central Presents. It's on Amazon. It's not very political. It's actually entertaining. That being said, if you've ever heard the TYT inspired Gavin Long thing.
What is that?
Have you ever heard the TYT of the Young Turks inspiring Gavin Long to do the Baton Rouge police shooting?
Who's Gavin Long?
He's this guy who did he's the guy who shot a bunch of cops in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Oh. So the TYT panelist that inspired that was Jimmy Dore.
Oh.
And like, so this guy was like parodying, he was like redoing TYT videos on his channel, mirroring them, and he would do responses. And like, there's a video where a woman gets slammed by a cop, and Jimmy out of nowhere just speculates that the woman is black. She turned out to be white. And Jimmy's like, when are you gonna resist? When are you gonna not like stand up for yourself? When are you gonna fight back?
When was this?
This you could look it up. But yeah, it was when he was at the Young Turks. He's like, when are you guys going to fight back and all that? This is when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was like, at its peak. And Gavin, it's creepy because Long cuts into those parts of the videos, like, how I would do a response video. And he's like, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to fight back and all that. So he goes out with the sniper rifle and ambushes a bunch of cops. And, he killed 3 of them and he gave one permanent brain damage. So it's like, a living death, I've heard it described as.
I would guess, I could be wrong. I would guess that maybe his views have changed. Then is he even on the Young Turks anymore?
No, he left.
That's the thing. He seems different. Like I think he kind of
He's
gets
not
it.
he's not different on cops. Like
He's the
he's very much like police are your enemies. They're out to get you. Like they are like the bad. Like it's Jimmy Dore is actually more left than anyone. He was more left than almost anyone at the Young Turks, aside from like Jenk's nephew.
But he gets it. So yeah, obviously I don't agree with a lot of.
And he had a guy. He had a guy
with Democrats though.
He had a guy recently on his show that was like delivering propaganda straight from basically the Chinese Communist Party about how China has gotten rid of homelessness and solved poverty and how they've handled the crisis that we're all dealing with so well and all that. So like Jimmy Dore, he is funny, he is entertaining in certain points, but there's a lot of problems with him.
I think he gets it though. He gets it with Democrats. He gets it with Trump derangement syndrome. Like he was calling out how Russia was bullshit for so long. So even though, like, say what you will, but I do think that there are a lot of important things that he said.
But
because nobody else on the left, who else on the left is talking about any of that shit?
Also, a lot of the crossover, like a lot of that comes from like an anti-American sentiment. You know what I mean? Like Russia isn't bad, America's bad, and that everything we know about Russia is propaganda kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like I would look into it a little bit more. But okay, so Bobby Frick or Frick.
Hey, Bobby.
How do you say that last name then?
Frick.
Okay.
I think
$4.99. Biden's okay. I almost misread that. Biden going to crack worse than an egg when Mike makes banana pudding. I saw that. Also, what are your guys' VP predictions for Biden and why? Mike, I'll let you go.
I think Stacey Abrams is in it, but it's probably not going to be her. I think he at this point Biden really has nothing other than all the intersectional shit. So maybe Kamala Harris. I think Elizabeth Warren is in it, but probably I don't know. I feel like I don't think it will be. Klobuchar is a possibility. So, I think either Klobuchar or Kamala Harris, or maybe Stacey Abrams.
So Klobuchar is like
but I think it'll be one of those four.
Klobuchar is like my second person. Like if I were going to be wrong, it's because I overlooked.
Oh, I want you to be wrong so badly, just so I don't hear you totally
wrong. It would be because I overlooked the fact that Klobuchar dropped out and endorsed Biden and basically handed him Minnesota. I think it's going to be Warren. So the reason I think it's going to be Warren is a little bit of power politics kind of theory. So basically, the way that power politics like that, I'm sorry, I might be misstating it. There's a book called Rules for Rulers that explains that in order to get into power and maintain power, you have to satisfy keys to power. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, this would be like the King's Council. Like if you're familiar with that show at all, the Small Council actually. So Warren, and usually the greatest rewards are for the people who drop out late. That's why you'll see like a revolution like in Egypt where they'll overthrow Mubarak and then they'll start hunting down the people who overthrew the government, and the new government will team up with all the old power structure that Mubarak had, which is what happened in Egypt. Because the keys to getting power aren't the same as the keys to holding power. So I think Warren, the fact that she didn't drop out right away after she lost in Massachusetts, which, by the way, everybody knows in terms of politics that if you even think you're going to lose your home state, you drop out of the primary first because that's an embarrassment. But the fact that she didn't, she continued to raise money into the next week and drag down Bernie Sanders even further. I think that the only logical reason that she did that is because she cut a deal with Joe Biden to be his VP. Because if you think about it, Elizabeth Warren could have easily gotten the vice president position from Bernie Sanders because they were incredibly close going into this election. So if you're going to sell out Bernie for a position, what position should you sell him out for? If it's like you can't get any better than the VP. Like if you're
I think at this point they have to realize that they are going to be pretty screwed with Bernie supporters. So maybe Warren would be the one thing. But the thing is, I don't even think that Bernie supporters like her anymore because they view her as the reason that he lost, that she accused him of being a sexist and she didn't endorse him and a whole laundry list of things. So I think if they're trying to get those voters, they would probably be better off with like a Stacey Abrams.
I think Stacey Abrams is Look, she's a lose. Like the other thing is you want winners. And
They're all
Stacey-
losers.
I know, but Stacey Abrams
Is a huge loser.
she lost, and she's still pretending that she's the governor of Georgia.
I know, it's crazy. But
So-
our democracy.
Yeah. So my other rationale is that Joe Biden probably, like, he's probably going to do better based on the primaries because he did better than Hillary with white working class voters. He obviously does well with black voters. So what does he need to shore up? And Warren's in that more progressive lane. And even though a lot of people on Twitter are angry at Warren for betraying Bernie, as we've seen throughout this primary process, Twitter's not the real world.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't be her, but now I think there's a chance. I don't know. I just think so I've actually been working on. I'm going to make a video of like Democrats. Something that's stunning to me throughout this election, just like as somebody who I've studied game theory and strategy and stuff, is their decisions that they have made strategically throughout this election are mind-bogglingly stupid.
Right.
And so I'm sure that they'll pick the worst possible person again.
I'll watch it. By the way, Mike's links are all in the description box of this video. Definitely check them out. They're at the top. Every time I have a guest on, I'm going to put their links in the top. So
I have like no followers. Follow me.
yeah, follow
Validate me.
He's doing cooking recipes right now. So I have
I'm getting friggin' fat.
I have another name that's difficult for me to pronounce. I feel like you guys are doing this on purpose, honestly. Epistevanis. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Mike. For $5, I saw Carter from Unsafe Space join the chat a while ago. He said they'd be stoked to have Sean on the show. My Twitter's also in there. If you guys send me a direct message,
I'll hook you guys up.
I'll talk to Mike after, and he'll set it up.
So Carrie and Carter host together, and Carrie was like one of my very first friends when I started questioning the left, because I used to be a super lefty Democrat. And she was the same way. So they started the show together, and now it's really taking off, and I'm so happy for them because they're great. So yeah, you guys go check out Unsafe Space. They're amazing.
So David Temeles, I don't know, for $4. What chance does Biden have of winning the Bernie Bros?
Well, they continue. This is what I was talking about in terms of their horrid strategy, is instead of looking at how many Bernie supporters are upset and being like, we have a lot to work to do, we need to persuade them, they're still insulting Bernie supporters. And it's so shocking to me that Democrats cannot seem to get it through their heads that they are not entitled to anyone's votes. They think that they're just going to continue guilting and shaming and bullying people into voting for them.
Right. So like the Bernie Bros, it's kind of like the answer is kind of in the question, because the Bernie Bros are the more hardcore Bernie Sanders supporters. So you're not going to win those people over. Like the people, one of Bernie's staffers came out, I think, right after he dropped out and dropped the Democratic. You know how the people on the left always talk about the mask slipping and revealing the truth. Like she immediately dropped off, or maybe it was a he. Who cares? Dropped off the Democratic socialism thing, like immediately after Bernie came out, because those people aren't going to vote for Biden. A lot of them have what's called like an accelerationist mindset. Can you tell I'm watching a lot of lefty content? I know their words. They have an accelerationist
I have been too,
mindset.
Yeah.
I did see this right quick.
That's what Susan Sarandon said.
So by the way, Zach Ullman says Jimmy Dore has the intelligence of a door. Okay, but a lot of them have an accelerationist mindset. So they think that Trump will bring on the revolution faster than a Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden will pacify the base. So like
that was the Susan Sarandon mentality.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, I've been watching a lot of the commie content lately. Content. So Billy IE.
They are trolling
Bully Hunter. Okay, I got it. Billy Le Bully Hunter. How bad will the Spygate scandal hurt the Democrats?
Not one bit.
Thank you. I 100% agree. So
you're not going to hear a word about it.
I've been seeing a lot of that. First of all, Spygate, people think NFL, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah.
I heard a lot. I see a lot of that on Twitter lately, like, from the same like Churn Point, Charlie Kirks and all that. Like the Democrats have done this and all that. Tell us how you really feel, Mike. And
are you allowed to hate the conservative ink and the Groypers?
You can hate whoever you want, but I'm saying, like you see a lot of that on their Twitter, and they're like breaking the Trump administration was spied on. Nobody's paying attention to that right now. That is a dead story. It's been it wouldn't even be
Unfortunately,
news right now, honestly. Like
Yeah.
without what's going on.
I mean, it should be, but it won't be.
Action Com, which I assume is Action Comics for $10. Appreciate the super chat and possibly the Superman reference. How many times have you seen the 25th Amendment remove the president idea on television? And what are people getting wrong as it applies to Biden? So,
Have you ever watched The West Wing?
I have not.
Oh, it is so cringy. It is so I've been watching lately all of this Aaron Sorkin cringe. He should be on the Mount Rushmore of cringe. Have you seen The Newsroom?
No. I look. I as a rule, I don't watch political shows, and I was talking about this with Stephen Michael Davis, and we have determined, even though I haven't seen The West Wing, from his description of it, that the Cenk Uygurs and a lot of the progressive left base their entire worldview on politics on The West Wing. That the president just needs
Obama even admitted that.
Put on a suit and then give a speech about policy. And then that's
whoever gives the best speech wins. And the people in the room like go, oh, wow. No, but oh my God. But anyway, that was like a whole storyline in The West Wing. And then they had, oh my God. So when 9/11 happened, they did like an episode for 9/11 and they dropped the character and like addressed the camera and were like, tonight we are bringing you a play. And it's like them talking to school children about how bad America is and it's all our fault and there's no such thing as terrorism. And you got to watch it. But you've seen that scene from The Newsroom, right?
Yeah.
You know the scene I'm talking about.
We were passing them around on Twitter where they killed bin Laden and the two guys they're like, we report the news. So The Newsroom, like my friends, everybody who doesn't follow politics that's in my friend group, which is the majority of my friend group, tries pushing these political shows on me, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that. First of all, Newsroom was like the news from the year before, but so I've seen it in the shows that I have seen it on. On 24, it was like a major storyline, a couple of seasons. You didn't see it?
I haven't seen 24.
24 is actually interesting.
You haven't seen The Good Wife, though. You got to watch The Good Wife. Season 1 through 6, especially season 5. Oh my God, but now they have the spinoff of it, which is like The Good Fight, which is just like Trump Derangement, the series.
Mike and I watch a bunch of shows, and they're not the same shows. We're always recommending like different series to each other. But yeah, so in 24, they bring up the 25th Amendment a couple of times, and there's like an issue. So David Palmer is like the president, the guy running for president in season 1. Right, he's like going to be the first black president. He's played by the Allstate guy. Right?
David Palmer.
That's the name of his character in the show.
Oh, I thought David Palmer, the actor, who was like this dweeby little judge on The Good Wife.
No, he's the Allstate guy, the black guy that does the Allstate. So in a later season, his brother is president, and he gets injured, and they are like, oh, he might be suffering from his injuries. So they try to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove him, to replace him with this other.
With him?
Yeah, to replace him with this other, like more hawkish president, right? That wants to like drop a nuke on something. So it's like a major storyline, and they're voting via video screen during a terrorist attack. It's basically a coup, how it's described in there. So in reality, the 25th Amendment, and I put the text on screen in one of my videos. The cabinet votes, and then basically the president has like 30 days to respond. And if he responds with just like a letter to Congress, or like, I forget if it's a letter to Congress or to the cabinet, but if he writes a letter to Congress saying, no, I'm good, then he's still the president. Like, like it's really not like
that would make a bad storyline though.
He would have to be in a coma basically. And like in the show, to his 24's credit, they've done it 2 seasons because that's what hack writers do. But they've done it 2 seasons, but to their credit, at one point, the president was in a coma. That's when they first try to invoke it.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Fricky, like Ricky Bobby.
It is? Oh, I never knew that.
I apologize. Mike got it wrong.
When I was no, he's the best. When I was in LA we had a walkaway event there, I slept through my flight home, and he like drove to my hotel and took me to the airport. So Bobby is the best person ever.
Orange Ninja Turtle. Orange Ninja Turtle is one of my favorite like troll supporters.
I feel like I remember him from one of our things that we did.
Yeah. If you watch my portion of the Mind stream, it's like just him donating like everything he can to charity to troll me about you specifically. So Orange Ninja Turtle for $10. He says, "Yeah, sure, Sean spelled my name wrong, but that's okay. My real name spelling is less letters, by the way. You have a girlfriend, and that guy who ran in Florida to be governor, who got caught with a gay escort and blow meth. He also had a wife and kids. You two are definitely getting it on."
Sean wishes.
No. I appreciate the donation. I don't know why he's so upset. You know what's
People ship us.
Yeah. Well,
I just learned what ship means. I'm old.
I've what you call it. So I've never been. I'm not gonna describe who. I'm not gonna name any other people except for you, right? Because Orange Ninja Turtle does it. But I've like never been shipped before, and it happens a lot in my comments and on Twitter, and I'm like, with like, of course, like different like YouTube creators, and I'm like,
I thought it was just me. I thought this was supposed to be like we're gonna be like
Orange Ninja
shaky.
Turtle. Orange Ninja Turtle is really committed to this ship.
Okay, good.
But
This
I
is
have
the ship to be on.
I apparently have other online internet people that are very committed to
Who do I
shipping
have
me.
to fight? You're my straight husband.
Yeah, but like apparently they really like are committed to shipping me with other creators. Some of them are female. I do appreciate that. I also appreciate not knowing them, so I don't have to deal with the awkwardness. Like a lot of them I just don't know. But upon investigation, a lot of them are married. So that's just not nice.
My viewers think that I'm getting it on with not just every guy on my channel, but every guy they see me and I'm in a picture with. I'm getting it on with you, with Brandon, with my roommate, with the last guy I had on. They think I'm doing everyone. I'm like, no, I wish, but no.
You know, I got that in the I shouldn't mention this. It's
well, now you have to.
okay. So in the comments under my video that I released today, a lot of people are saying that what changed him was an intimate moment at Blair White's house.
With her?
Yes. That he couldn't tolerate.
In his dreams.
That he couldn't that he had trouble dealing with. And then with Vosh.
In his friggin' dreams.
Like, look,
I guess so out of his league.
Yeah, I what you call it. I just, you know, I'm just saying.
She is like in a different
hemisphere. Look,
did you see with the
listen?
I won't disparage his looks.
Well, here's the thing. It's first of all, like Mike is what you call it. He is openly not heterosexual. So like it's weird for me to like I know I'm gonna have Mike on to scroll through the comments and like the insult against Hunter is that like he isn't. And I'm like, look, he's married with a wife and kids. That's why I try to keep that video very not personal. So Hydro PX $10.
Sean is the one who's a nice person. I am not. So I would do no such thing. I'd be like, ha, you gay.
So Hydro PX with the $10. Thank you very much.
He does seem a little fruity.
Oh, stop. You're not supposed to deride people based on their.
I didn't.
But Abrams vowed to punish the Georgia rep who endorsed Trump. So yeah, there was a Democratic rep, I believe, in Georgia in the Congressional Black Caucus that actually endorsed Trump because he's like, I'm not gonna lie, he's giving my like district.
Oh, this was like recent, right?
Yeah, very recently.
I heard about that.
And apparently, Abrams vowed revenge.
What'd she say?
AMVV, I don't know. He just said that she vowed like she's
crazy
to punish him. So AMVV, AMMV. Type in the chat so I could find you and I'll rent you.
I don't know what that means. Oh, I thought it was like sexual.
No, I'm renting people who are what you call it. Like if you're like a really long time person, then I'll do that. But yeah, I'm waiting for him to come up. I'm trying not to lose my place in the chats though. So
Abrams out, yeah.
Orange Ninja Turtle says read my super chat. Didn't I do that already? You made me send another one. Look, I will make sure, based on last time, I will make sure to go into the thing and what you call it. I'll make sure to go into the thing. AMVP, you already have a wrench. Like, I already gave it to you. I just saw him. He just, like, derailed me in the middle of it. Good job, because I was, like, getting into an area I didn't want to
I loved your stream with Lauren, by the way. I was like, oh, I wish I was there because you guys. I guess for you guys who don't know, we went to Politicon, or no, not Politicon. What MythCon?
Mind IRL.
But what do they call it? The Mythicist.
The group is Mythicist. It was Mythicists and Minds.
Okay, so the Minds IRL.
Yeah.
But Sean and I went. We took a road trip there, and then we were hanging out with Lauren the whole time, and us and Lauren and her man drove to the after party together, and we're hanging out, and that we went through Antifa and all of that. So it felt like we were a good trio.
There's a what you call it? There's a funny story about or not. It's not that funny, but it made me find Liam quite endearing. Is that when we went to get to the gas station, and I pulled up to the first pump. You went into the store, so you didn't see this part. So I went to go get gas, and the rental car that I had, it covers the gas. So the card reader doesn't work. So I go back to move it to the next pump, and I'm like, oh, the card reader doesn't work because it's weird. I'm popping in the car, moving it a couple feet. So Liam starts digging in his wallet. He's like, I think I could cover it if you need it. Because he thought I was saying my card didn't work. So he's offering to pay for my gas. And I'm like, what a sweet young man.
No, he's great.
He's a nice
They're the two of them are like the damn couple on the wedding cake.
I'm a supporters. Okay, so Zach, the TSM major for $5. I hate when leftists uses word. I hate when a leftist. See, I can't read. I hate when a leftist uses words like fact or objectivity or truth. Got my blood boiling when Obama used this sort of holier than thou tactic. Yeah, when you're trying to appeal to an authority, that can be obnoxious, especially if that's not really factually true.
Or when he said, what bugged me a lot was when he was like, oh, and they have their whole propaganda network. I'm like, yeah, aside from you guys who have 100 propaganda networks.
Yeah, you really see the mask come off of mainstream media that pretended to be neutral, like CNN.
And it's funny, I commented that, and people were going after me about it, and so they're like, oh, so you're saying CNN and NBC, and they named all these outlets. Right. Oh, you're saying they're fake? And I was like, well, actually, and I just named instances from each network that they talked about, and not my opinion on them, but just objective facts, things that happened, right. Time Magazine putting a girl on the cover who was separated from her mother that wasn't separated from her right. mother, or Trump
and then saying it's spiritually true kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And so, and I listed links for everything, and it's a conspiracy theory, and it's like talking to a road cone.
Right.
It's just crazy. By the way, sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna get a beer real quick. I will be right back.
Oh, this question is for you, so hang for this one and then pop out after.
Okay.
Because the next one's not for me. So it says, Mike, will Kim Kardashian endorse Trump? Kanye is.
I don't think so. I think she knows the cost of it. I think personally, I will bet you she supports Trump, but I don't think she's gonna come out and say it. She has too much to lose, and she knows what the reality is. I love, though, did you see that Kanye just gave an interview where he was talking about it? I thought he said some really accurate things on that. I've actually come to like her. All the stuff that she's doing. I feel like a lot of these celebrities are all talk, but she's at least doing things.
I mean, a lot of the people that she's trying...
Hello? Sean?
Yeah, did I freeze?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay, so, yeah, I said a lot of the people...
Like Kim Kardashian's forehead.
I said a lot of people who she's trying to get out are factually guilty. But grab your beer, come back.
Okay, I'll be 2 seconds.
I'll pull up the next one. Okay, so Mike has taken a siesta for a minute. So let's see. AJK Productions for $5. When your girlfriend wants some loving, but you're tired, so... you only let her give you a handy. Do you tell her that's all I really have for you today? Really? Gonna play my sign off against me like that? Nice. Thank you for the $5, sir. Do I tell her that? No. First of all, maybe I'm an outlier in this opinion, but hand love, not interested. No, it's just never appealing to me. I have a hand.
Sorry.
Not that interesting to me. Hold on, Mike. Let me pull you back up.
Hey. Hey, son.
So Joey D says, I'm going to become a patron tomorrow. Thank you. That's nice. I feel like
Yes.
you are a Patreon. I feel like I've seen you before. I mean, that's sweet. All my links are in the description too. They're under
Talk
Mike.
him out of it.
Funky euphemism. What is shipping? It's kind of funny because it is a euphemism.
I actually didn't know that until I had to like look it up.
It's a. Do you want to explain it?
How do you explain it? It's like when you want people to get together. Is that a bad explanation?
It's when
It's like
you when you picture two or more people in a relationship that are like from TV or I guess from the internet, like you're shipping them, like you're putting them in a relationship.
Oh, that's why it's called that. I was just gonna say I
Yeah.
didn't get it. I actually just maybe a couple months ago found out what Stan meant.
I don't even know what that means.
Cause you know the Eminem song Stan?
No,
Yes, you do.
I don't know music.
You know that song, like the Stalker Guy song, and then Dido comes in and sings. Yes, you know that song.
I don't know music. That's my one
I'm
weakness.
just gonna like send it to you. Okay, well, so it's
I
about
thought
like
you were gonna-
what?
If you were gonna play it, I would have to kick you. Copyright.
Yeah,
I thought you were setting up your phone to do it. I was like, whoa. Zach the TSM major. I don't know what TSM is.
What's TSM?
I don't know. But objectively true
Service.
is another one. So that's a follow up to his previous one where he was saying that he hates the way that the left talks about, you know, being factually correct and objectivity when they're really just giving you their opinion.
Yeah.
Cenk was caught with a goat in a hotel room, but the goat wasn't on him. He was on the floor.
Huh?
He says Cenk was caught with a goat in a hotel
I thought
room.
that was Andrew Gilliam.
No, Gillum was caught with a gay hooker in the hotel room. He's making a bestiality joke, but so after they found the meth in the hotel room with Gillum and this other person, Cenk tweeted out in his defense that the meth wasn't on Gillum, it was on the floor. So people were making fun of him. They're like, it's just floor meth, right? Like, who doesn't go into a hotel room and find meth on the floor? Abdi Muhammad with SEK $9. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Well, that fellow Mike seems a bit effeminate. He should stop, or the gays will assume that he's one of them. Mike, are you going to stop before the gays assume that you are one of them?
I mean, if you know any who are looking.
Well, I'm just saying. Aren't you worried about that?
I mean, they don't hate me enough as it is. I need to piss them off more.
Ooh, this was a question for you. I'm going to answer it anyway. Even if it's in the chat, because if you get a random question and if you get it near a chat, then I'm more likely to see it because it lights up blue next to it on the side. Mike Harlow, I wonder what Judge Judy thinks now. Mike Bloomberg is no longer running. Do you think she will? Do you think she will endorse by them?
Let me tell you, I would so much rather her be president than Biden or Bloomberg.
That's like the Bill Maher thing, where he's like, we're in a point where Judge Judy and Oprah should run.
Yeah, I mean, they would be. I would rather have them.
David Temeles for $2. I'm mispronouncing that name. I know it. Mike, never seen you before, but I like you already.
Aw, thank you. I like you too.
And you can follow Mike on all social medias. He does good work. He should make more videos though on his channel. Mike was actually at an event, a walkaway event. You know, when we used to have events. Do you remember that olden times thing?
I had like 5 of them canceled during this thing.
But Mike was at one in San Francisco, and it went crazy.
Yeah, if you guys have seen like the bald screaming chick, that was from that.
Right.
That comment though, I don't know why it reminded me of that. You've seen Scream 2, right?
Yes, I've seen all the Screams.
Yes, good. We got to talk about that. But remember in Stab when it's like the bad acting of Drew Barrymore from the first one, and she's like, I don't know who you are, but I just like you already.
Yeah,
so good. We need to have a Scream stream.
I would. I mean, you can't stream a copyrighted movie, but
We don't have to show it. We
but
can
we
do
talk
like
about
the
it.
whatever.
Clips.
He's always concerned with the terms of service.
No, the YouTube gods, they'll strike me down. They'll come after my family, take everything from them. So Carter and Carrie sent their love. Mike, also following you on Twitter.
Thank you.
And that's from...
See, people want you to go on unsafe space.
I will go on. And you don't have to super chat me to go on, but I do appreciate it.
They're my favorites, though. Thank you.
All right, let me... it's like hard to keep track of this chat. So I really do like the StreamYards because I pull this up. So we have a floor meth from Zach.
Yeah, I do too. I floor meth.
Floor meth. Yeah. And then
do you want to hear something really sick, by the way? So, like, even before that happened, I've been saying for a long time that it seems very apparent to me that there is a meth epidemic amongst the gay people. It's crazy because years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, this would never happen. And now suddenly, whether it's like guys I meet at a bar or guys on Tinder or whatever, it seems like half of them are just openly on meth. And so what's crazy, though, is because with the alphabet people, God forbid you ever say anything honest. God forbid anyone ever should tell gay people the truth. So on all these like gay dating apps, they have a pop-up that comes up when you open it that's like, oh, do you want non-judgmental information about crystal meth? And it takes you to this website where it shows you how to do meth, how much meth to do, how much to pay for your meth, all the ways to do meth. Oh, and then it's like, oh, and if you're sick of meth, here are 100 other drugs you can do.
Well, it's used as
sick.
It's used as like a sex drug, and there's like actually a bunch of Vice articles that are like promoting the use of it amongst gays, and it's a highly addictive drug. That's not acceptable. And we have another floor meth one. Who doesn't floor meth, and we also have floor meth is better than floor pie. So I have Furby Slayer for 5. Road Cone. Mike makes me laugh so damn hard. Love Lauren, but Liam is brilliant and subtly savage. Okay, I was like, I had to pause because somebody got me to read a good one on the other day. Like they totally tricked me.
Thank you so much, though, Furby. That's awesome. Sorry, go on.
Liam is brilliant, but Liam is brilliant and subtly savage. Do Tim Pool IRL and crush his love for JD and KK?
Who dat? KK Kim Kardashian?
I don't know.
Who's JD?
I don't know. I don't know who either are.
I think Kim Kardashian. So does Tim Pool in real life and Dot Pool. All right, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Furby, I love you, but tell us what you meant. Do
T Pool IRL and crush.
Maybe say you should do Tim Pool in real life. I just need a beanie, and I need to start. I'll do Tim Pool. I'll have a beanie, and I'll start like apologizing for what I'm saying before I even finish the sentence.
We're like trying to decipher this like puzzle right here. Furby Slayer, thank you. Yeah, Liam is actually savage.
He's great.
I was watching one of their videos, and they talked about this woman from the fat acceptance movement, and Lauren was like, I think that woman died, and then Liam, like, because he was kind of making fun of her a little bit, so then Liam was like, uh-oh, and then he's like, thoughts and prayers. And it made me laugh.
He's awesome.
Yeah. A bottle of Sim sauce sent me 99 cents. No message, but thank you.
What? Can you tell me what the hell a simp is? Because I keep hearing it, and I don't know what that is.
So a simp is like a simp. It's like a shorthand for simple, and it's like those guys that flood money to women that are expecting a relationship out of them.
Oh.
So like if you give a girl money on the internet because you think she's hot, and like it could be through OnlyFans or whatever. The whole point is you substitute that for like a human relationship, so that makes you a simp. So,
okay, wait. Sorry, go on.
So like also if you're on the if you're on the internet and you just have a conversation with a woman now, like since everything gets overused, you are also a simp. So you might hear it misused out of context.
Oh, okay. I think you gotta. By the way, now that we're all like on lockdown and stuck inside, since this is a place of honesty, how many of you have signed up for someone's OnlyFans since this?
Oh God, I have to scroll down into the chat for that. I have not, but yeah, if you're paying someone on OnlyFans, you're considered a simp. Like that's like a good one, a good marker of it. Sebastian Bullias for $1.99. Sean, would you vote for Mark Cuban? Sebastian, if you asked this question earlier on Monday and I missed it in the chat, which I believe you did, I did answer this at the beginning. I would not vote for Mark Cuban, but again, I don't know much about his political views.
He did not invest in Scrub Daddy, and those things are great for doing the dishes. So
this
bad judgment.
This isn't a super chat. It's just right in the middle, and it made me laugh. It says Oprah loves Harvey Weinstein from Nick's 5 cents. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think Oprah loves a lot of things, like food and chicken wings.
Jared Sparks for $10. What can conservatives do better to spread our ideas more effectively? Is it easy to point the finger? It is easy to point the finger at the left, but we got to improve ourselves at the same time.
Thank you. Because I'm so happy somebody said that, because yes, you hit the nail on the head. And all of these people, sorry.
He wants to know, what do you think that they can do to make their ideas more effectively? Like spread their ideas more effectively? Everything.
I think a big thing that drives me crazy personally is, at least where I live, and well, you live here too, but Republicans do not even try to win elections. They don't put forward real candidates. They don't show up. Anytime there's an election, I have a dozen different Democrats knocking on my door. They're representatives of people who are running. I've never seen a Republican. I see Democrats handing out flyers. Never seen a Republican. They don't even try. They've just conceded this entire city, this entire state, and it's their own detriment. And they like to say, oh, well, it's New York, whatever. No, just in my lifetime in New York City, we've had Republican mayors, senators, congressmen, governors, but they just conceded this whole state. Another thing, I think they need to stop, like every time that they just brush off AOC and make fun of her for being a bartender or something, most people are bartenders, or these are the things that make her relatable to them, whether they like it or not. It's the truth. She's a lot more powerful than they give her credit for. And especially if you look at culture, the left has been winning for a very long time. So I think it's time that we stop mocking the left and start learning from the left, because they get their shit done.
Right. I would say you have to speak the language of morality to win in politics, but you can't moralize. So there's a tendency when you're pushing like family values or anything like that to kind of, talk down to the person you're pushing it to. And you see this a lot with when the left is talking. When the right is talking, you have certain right-wing figures. They talk about Black people voting for the Democratic Party, and they describe them as being on the plantation. And that's essentially saying that you're dumb for not agreeing with me. And that's not how you win Black voters. That's how you alienate Black voters. And so
they should go to Black churches. They should go to Black. They don't show up.
Some of them do, but like you have to put in the effort. But that's just one category. But another thing is like, so I come from like a single parent household. But I do understand that statistically 2-parent households are better. But a lot of times people are like, you shouldn't be like in a single parent household. Like you chose to do that. And I'm like, well, a lot of times there are problems in marriages and people have to split up. You have to figure out, like statistically, this is true, that a 2-parent household is one of the best best environment to raise a child. And I say 2 biological parents, because if you have a male that's not related to your kid, that creates all sorts of problems. It actually increases the rates of problems for that kid. But you have to be able to articulate those positions without turning away people who aren't in them already. Excuse me. So you want to talk morality but not moralize, because if you notice when you're talking to like the left, and a perfect example of this is my second Kyle Kalinske video where I break down how he's wrong about polling. If you look at the negative replies in that, it's all about how I'm immoral and I don't want people to have health care. They're not making logical arguments, so you can't combat somebody with logic for a position that they didn't arrive at logically. They arrived there emotionally. And a lot of people in politics arrive there emotionally. This isn't just a good way for conservatives to convince people to, side with them. This is a good way for anyone to convince anyone to side with them, because a lot of people, as much as we talk logic, we talk facts, we talk numbers, a lot of people go with what sounds good, not what they like. That's why a lot of people vote Obama and then Trump, because they give like an authenticity feel that they liked. It's not that they're the same candidate. So
that's why that's what drives me crazy too with a lot of these like conservative ink people, like the Charlie Kirks and stuff, is that they just preach to the choir. Really, they just speak in bumper stickers and they don't talk about these things.
So political pothead, $2. Do you think Trump will increase the share of the black vote?
100%. You're gonna say no because you got to be all contrarian, but
I think it's possible.
Yes, and in like mid-November, I will have told you so.
I think it's possible. I think if it was Bernie Sanders, he would have increased it by significantly more. But I would be interested to see where he ends up in this number, because we have a lot of people in the conservative movement that are talking about how they're pulling black voters back to the Republican Party for the first time in nearly 100 years. I'd be very interested to see what would happen if they actually do pull a significant number. Remember, Trump doesn't have to get a lot of black voters to win in a landslide. He needs to move the needle from like 7-8% to like 15%.
That's what I was going to say. I think at bare minimum he'll get 15% at the absolute least.
I think
because I think, and this goes back to our last question too, but I think this sometimes sounds strange to people if you listen to Trump's words, maybe it's out of line, but I think he's actually made the Republican Party a much more inclusive place where they have felt very off-putting in the past to a lot of groups of people. I think we've had so many years of Republicans basically ignoring black people. Like Mitt Romney, his platform for the black community was saying, "Who let the dogs out?" So I think Trump has done a lot to bring people to the table where they weren't there before.
It's also, to be fair, like, so Trump has he says a lot of things, but most of his quotes, like, I think his most justifiably quotes, which his worst one was the Mexican judge, where he said that they couldn't judge it because he's
the birther shit.
He's Mexican, like, ethnically. Well, the birther's like a conspiracy theory that I don't even want to get into. But I think that's the most questionable one, right? But a lot of his questionable quotes do not revolve around black people. Like, they try to make
none of them, I don't think.
Yeah, they try to make it seem like something that it isn't. Like, if you go at his letter where he's talking about the Central Park Five, he's writing a letter that New York should bring back the death penalty.
Nothing to do with their race. And you have to go back that far.
Don't say who that is, Mike. But yeah, I got a question that apparently, do I have an OnlyFans? And they're asking for a friend. No, I don't have one yet, but we're getting into depression, so we gotta keep my options open. Orange Ninja Turtle for $10. Sean, ditto the lady that Mike plays every time.
Dido.
Oh, what?
That's the song. That's the lady from the Eminem song, the Stan song.
Oh, is that lady that Mike plays every time he sets the mood for both of you? You guys are more in love with each other than Anna and Jank. Mike, what's the best song for doing it?
Read the rest of it.
It says with me. Like, I mean, what is it?
Only lesbians listen to Dido. I'd be playing like some Bouncing Souls or something. Because it would be like rigorous doing it, not like lesbian scissoring,
Nathan Racker for $5 says, "What are the first things you guys are doing when the lockdown ends?" At the risk of inciting the ire of Orange Ninja Turtle, I'm seeing my actual girlfriend that does exist. I haven't seen her in a month.
Aw, I want to meet her.
At some point, I like, you'll meet her. Like, hopefully, when people are allowed to go out, I'm meeting everybody and hanging out with everybody.
She's gonna hate me now because of you people.
No, she won't.
I want to like, I don't know, go do so. I like, what's okay. Actually, okay, I gotta tell you about this. So this guy messaged me who like is a fan of my stuff, I guess, and lives in New York, which that never happens. and is really hot, which also never happens, and wants to go on a date
Oh my
like this
God.
weekend. So is it bad to break the quarantine to go on a date?
I don't know. It already sounds sketchy. Sounds like it's a murder situation.
He wants to go to the park at night too.
Oh my God, Mike, don't get killed.
I
Now
know,
you
it's
can't
like,
go. Now you can't go because I just said don't get killed, and like the
Oh,
last time I told you not to do something. So
damn it!
I find it.
Die
I
alone.
actually find it like really like there's like a questionable nature in like dating your fans. Like I'm
This
not.
is the first time that's been an option for me.
Yeah, I'm not against it, and like that, like power, like you have a place of power over them and all that. I just think like even like courting. I'm gonna sound like such an old man for using the word
No,
courting.
that's
But,
cute.
like even courting like a fan, like that's just a good way to have everything leaked on Discord.
Oh yeah, well I've just accepted that's gonna happen anyway.
Black Thunder HWD $2. Thoughts on Tim Pool? So I mean, we met Tim Pool very briefly at Minds IRL. I didn't really get to know him because he was like, he was part of the. So that event was put forward by Mythicist and Mythicist, Minds, and Tim Pool. So he was like running the event. He was also super sketchy because somebody showed up to his house at 4 in the morning that morning. So I don't really have like a good opinion of him. I think he makes way too many videos a day, though. Like
I think
like that man grinds. He was late to his own event because he was making a video.
yeah. How do I put this without being a bitch?
Just filibuster like I did.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just say for me, I have done many events now with Walkway, with Blair, and with Brandon, and we get death threats. We get our events shut down hours before and have to run around the streets finding a new venue, and we get Antifa, and in New York, the cops had to shut the street down, and we still stay there and are nice to people and take pictures with every person and stay there until we've spoken to every person that wants to speak to us, and
I mean, look, here's the thing is that
but I'll make I'm sorry.
here's the thing is that I actually understand like some of the picture stuff because like if he doesn't like there's like an Asian girl, I don't know if you know her, like Kathy something.
The Miss America lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about her, but
Well, she took a picture with like a group of people, and one of them was like
yeah.
Fuentes, and then it turned into this whole thing that spiraled out of control. And now, like all of her social media is just like deleted off of there. Like it's like, so I get like if you're Tim Pool and you're a prominent public figure, you don't know somebody specifically. Remember the joke that I was making behind the scenes at Minds the whole time is I was going to get video of every creator saying, hi, I'm this person, and I endorse everything Sean says now and has ever said in the like going forward in the future. Like, but like I get the idea is that if you take a picture with somebody that you don't know, then the left is going to use that. So I understand that. And remember, and I also got to talk to
But I don't like that because that's playing their game by their rules. Like I don't accept that. Well, I know who I am. I feel like I don't know.
Well, I also got to talk to Tim's, and again, this is personal, like stuff, but I also got to talk to Tim's brother a lot at the event, and I really liked him. He's a reactor. He has a bunch. If you look at the history of stuff that he's done on the internet, he's a hilarious guy. And he told me that they were really freaked out that morning when this guy showed up. And he's super funny because I told him, like, the first thing I came up to him and said, hey, look, I'm sorry I showed up to your place this morning. I just really wanted to meet Tim. And he just laughed it off like right away. Like, you know what I mean?
See, I think if you said that to Tim, you'd have gotten a very different reaction.
Well, they knew who the guy was, which by the way, I didn't know before I made that joke. Cause I'm like somebody that he doesn't know walking up to him in the back of the thing. But no, he's like Reactor was super cool and Chris. And when I did this charity stream, I popped in the middle of their thing. He remembered me and he messaged me, followed me back, messaged me, and he was like, hey, like, oh, I forgot to follow you back after, like, he remembered me from Minds. So, like he doesn't have that pressure that his brother had in that situation.
He had, so a couple years ago, I was at this event with Gwen Stefani and was like in a confined space with her and trying to make conversation. And being in that situation with Tim Pool, he had the same demeanor that Gwen Stefani did of like, I'm famous, you're not, I don't need to speak to you.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'll make like a more taking the personal out of it. Like I do think he has done many important things and does great work. However, a more substantive criticism that I have of him is I think there's a thing with certain people like him that just drives me a little crazy. Whereas I feel like at this point, seeing what's at stake, seeing that we only have two choices, seeing everything with Biden, you're clearly voting for Trump. So I don't like the dishonesty of like, oh, I'm really on the left. Oh, I'm not. Because especially if you look at his content, it is 100% shitting on Democrats all the time. Even kind of stretching a little bit, being sensationalist about it, even criticizing them more than we would. And never once does he criticize the right. Never once does he criticize Republicans. And I do that all the time when I'm registered as a Republican because I want my side, if like, you know, if there are sides, my side, I want them to improve. I want them to be the best they can be. So I criticize them more than he does. And I'm not somebody who's saying, oh, I have no side. So, and also this is what drives me crazy about it though, is that I feel like there is such a stigma today about supporting the president in any slight way that he could really lessen that burden for a lot of his supporters by being honest and saying, yes, I'm going to vote for Trump. And show that that doesn't make you a horrible person and there doesn't have to be such a stigma. So I just find that to be a little bit cowardly for people who do that.
I mean, like they do call him a fence sitter.
He calls himself that.
Yeah,
what fence is he sitting on? What is the fence?
Well, that's like you're in between. But and
no, but what is he in between?
Well, like
he has a clear side, which is cool, but.
And I will say that I did meet Ryan from Subverse and like Subverse, you know, the more documentary film channel. They have a great interview from that night with Daryl Davis at the bar at the end of it. And Ryan was really great. So like, you know, I cut him a break on that other stuff. And like the guy makes 1 million videos a day. So like people get him on flubbing words and it's like, well, he's like doing, messing up what he's trying to say. But it's like, yeah, but he doesn't make and edit videos. Like he he does his OBS thing, and that's what he does. A political podcast.
That's funny. I was doing this video where I'm doing like a bunch of impressions, and I was talking to my friend about like who I'm going to do. He said to me, he was like, "Oh, you can do Tim Pool in it, and just start apologizing and backtracking for what you're saying before you even finish the sentence."
Right. Yeah. So I have political pothead. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I live in Staten Island, New York. It leans GOP. Tim Scott says 15 to 20%.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Staten Island is like the one place that's Republican in the city.
Yeah, and it's like barely in the city, but they did lose their one congressman to the Democrats this time around.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So hold on 1 second. There's a lot of background noise in my apartment.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm not.
What? Did he just... Okay, well, I'm Actual Justice Warrior, and this is my channel. What's up, guys? Sean here. Oh, God, he's going to leave me on his channel? Okay, let's talk shit about Sean. Him and his stupid rabbits. He's just going to leave me like this.
No, I'm not leaving you. I'm just telling you.
Where's that coming from?
I'm right here.
Oh.
No, there's just a lot of noise in the background. I had to tell people to turn their darn radio off. Their record player.
No, keep the record player on tonight. Yeah. Oh, the thing.
Yeah, there was somebody playing a record in the background. So yeah, Staten Island is more Republican, but they lost their congressman to a Democrat. Joey Saladino, Joey Salas from YouTube was running there. I was actually going to interview him before he dropped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I might have him on as.
Oh, he dropped out? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's still in his Twitter bio, even though he dropped out. Maybe I shouldn't have revealed that.
Not interviewing him anymore.
What do you think of the 13 Keys to the White House prediction by Alan Lichtman? I've seen that. It's basically
no idea what that is.
It's basically, I think you have to flip 7 of them. And actually, thank you again for the $5. It's like the ways to flip, what determines whether or not a president will get reelected or not reelected. So he was advising for impeachment because it would be one of the keys to turn on Trump. And it's essentially you need like 7 out of 13, if I remember correctly. I feel like I've heard this theory once, but I'm trying to give you the best that I can. But he was explaining how one of the reasons why the Democrats lost in 2016 is because they were the party in power, and infighting is okay when you're not the party in power, but it's not okay when you're the party in power. So I'm not sure. I would have to see a lot of political analysis of like who's going to win an election, who's going to lose is post-diction. And I get you have to take in past information in order to make future results. But I think honestly, anybody could win. And a lot of this is just a toss up. Like if I'm being real.
No, I mean, I definitely think Biden can win. And if Trump people get complacent or overconfident, then he will win. So I think Trump supporters should just have it in their heads until November that Biden is going to win and go to vote as if everything depends on it. Like it's going to be close either way.
Yosh says I didn't read his last question.
You bastard!
You know what? At the end of this, I will make time, just like I did for the ones that I forgot from the Lauren.
Why do you have your boot on Yosh's throat?
Yeah, I will scroll
straight
through them.
White male.
I'll scroll through them at the end and make sure I read
your
them.
whiteness speaking.
Tim Pool's podcast is called Tim Pool IRL. Okay. Miles Kinslow, thank you. I didn't know that. $5. Hey guys, Tim Pool has a podcast called Tim IRL, which is Tim in real life. He must be putting meth into the internet because he gets between 10 to 14,000 per live stream in terms of viewers.
Is that good? Is that bad?
Well, right now we're at like 300. Yeah, that's actually really.
Maybe that's because you have me on though, and I am like Joan Crawford was box office poison.
That's about where I hang
YouTube
out.
Version.
Unfortunately, the lowest viewership I got was for the Minds guys, and I was trying to promote them. So, Malia Bull, $2. Flagpole sitter. Oh God.
I'm not sick, but I'm not well. Oh wait.
There's people that there's people that just gotta go after people. I think I finally got through them all.
That's all of them?
So far, yeah. I mean, they come in live, but I'm gonna go find that Yoshi one.
Yeah, I mean, why do you hate green dinosaurs?
How does Tim get that many Oh my God, it's like a Tim Pool. It's like the end of Tim Pool.
So I guess we're all in agreement. Well, not Sean, but
Mike, we love you.
Who said that?
I don't know. Robert Gaza, right here. Oh no, wait, no, that wasn't him. It was
Robert doesn't.
This person. You pronounced their name correctly.
Apistavist.
Okay, so we do have one.
I love you.
We do have one from Abdi Muhammad. That's actually easier for me to pronounce, unless I got the first name wrong.
And with him, maybe I should be like, loosening my wrist or something.
It says 50 SEK.
What is that? Saudi Arabian something? I don't know.
Oh, that's
Serbian.
It actually says Swedish krona equals. So I'm sorry, Swedish krona. It's a Swedish currency, right? I guess.
Maybe he's putting some like midsummer hex on you.
I don't know. Yeah, I did see that movie. So I see.
It was so good.
It says, "Do y'all think the GOP will retake the Congress and the House?"
I don't know.
If it was Bernie, I'd say for sure. I
think I would say Democrats take the House and Trump wins. Because I do think there's a big split.
I think the Republicans can, because there are a lot of Democrats that won. You remember that Nancy Pelosi quote?
Which one?
Where she was like, Ocasio-Cortez, a glass of water could have won in her district.
It's two people.
Yeah, but that's true in my opinion. Like a lot. They took the House in purple districts,
and because Republicans don't even try to win.
But it's no. It was also because. But I'm saying they took the House in purple districts, the Democrats. So the Republicans could take those back because they are purple districts.
By the way, with AOC, I think she's really trying to ingratiate herself with the Democrat establishment because she has like 1 million people trying to primary her.
Yeah, and they're threatening to withhold money from her. She is pulling away from the more progressives. Like she stopped.
I think she's going to get reelected.
You
That's
don't
my
think she
hot
is?
take. No, I do think she. No, I think she will.
Yeah, I think she is. That would be.
And by the way, if you want to know just how bad Republicans in New York suck, look at who ran against AOC in the last election, because they put this guy forward who he looked like friggin' Wilford Brimley. The thing that he was running on was he was very upset about his divorce, and he was crying, and he was like, you think that's going to beat this like hip bartender who dances and like claps back and shit, and you're gonna put friggin' Wilford Brimley with the divorce next to her?
I mean, that district was a loser anyway. But all right, so I have to
They
scroll.
don't try.
I found Yoshi's question, and it says for both of you, very important, and it's right here. And it says F, marry, kill, Jenk's nephew, lesbian coach Kyle. I'm not gonna, and then Vosh.
What were the other ones?
Jenk's nephew, Kyle Kalinske, and Vosh is a F, marry, kill list.
So okay, this is what I always wonder. With marry, does that mean you have to fuck them multiple times,
Oh my
or it's
God.
a sexless marriage? Like what year of marriage is it? Is it like
you gotta marry them?
So you fuck a lot, or are you in your 60s? Oh, I'm sorry, I should say fuck.
You're old Catholic. You're old Catholic. You have to be married forever.
But do you get it on still?
Whatever that entails.
So you're probably doing it a lot, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I can't
Jenk's
picture
nephew,
what Kyle Kalinske
Kyle
looks
Kalinske.
like.
And Vosh.
Wait, I'm looking up Kyle Kalinske.
He described Kyle Kalinske. So I never get. So you guys can tell me this in the chat.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. Fuck Jenk's nephew. But like, you know, put a sock in his mouth, put a ball,
right.
Do that thing with the mask with the zipper on his face.
Yeah.
Put that on him. Shut his ass up. Fuck him.
Do marry.
Kill Vosh and marry Kyle
no.
Kalinske.
I hope I talked over that. Instead of kill, how about send away?
Oh, am I not supposed to?
So send away, Vosh.
You sound like Tim Pool now. I can't say that. YouTube won't let me say that.
Saying, look, it's an out of
metaphorically kill.
Send away.
Metaphorically send away out of my bedroom.
Okay, and then who are you marrying?
Kyle Kalinske.
Oh my God.
What about you?
So William Goodwin has a super chat.
No! You gotta answer.
I mean,
we know you're just marrying me and sending the rest away, but
well, okay, I got this.
Of the options.
So Kyle Kalinske has Kyle Kalinske has $15,000 a month from Patreon. So I know I'll be quite secure with him.
Marry him for his money.
Yeah, it's very unlikely. And he also lives in New York, so I wouldn't have to move.
Does he?
So yeah. So he would very much have to he very much support me, and he's not likely to say something to get him kicked off the air.
Jenk's nephew will.
Jenk's nephew can be I don't even like. I feel bad. I actually feel a little bad. All right.
About what?
I don't, because they're internet people. Jenk's nephew can he could be sent down the river. And
slaves.
Vosh is pan, so I guess that's
He's what?
He's pan, so I guess that's the only one that.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, can you tell me what that even means?
I don't know, but that's the only one that it could be theoretically consensual.
Somebody said that to me. So I remember like a decade ago hearing people say they're pansexuals, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And they were like, oh, it just means like you only date people that you're emotionally interested in. I'm like, oh, so you're a human being? No, but now they say, oh, it means you like all the 97 genders. So I'm like, well, what the hell did it mean 5 years ago when there were only 2 genders?
So William Goodwin says $5. I don't know. It says for $5. I watched at least 50 of your videos, and I have yet to hear you talk about this. What's with the rabbits?
Yeah. No, I know the answer to this.
What you call it? I come from a Catholic family, and they're a symbol for how I want my family to be.
Rabbits?
Yeah, reproduce. F like rabbits. It's a joke.
Wait, you didn't answer who you're killing or sending away. You said both of them.
I've said I'm sending Jenk's nephew down the river to a happy life.
So you're gonna do
the
big fat guy?
Vosh is pan because he's pan, so he's the only one I have a chance of consensual.
See, Sean is so nice and sweet. Like, see, with me, I'm not so good at that whole like feeling bad for people thing.
It's just you don't want to say the word kill and then somebody else's name because that's what people do. They clip like on the internet.
I would love someone.
So Spencer Harmon.
I'm just not good at feeling bad for people.
Well, no, I'm just saying for yourself. Spencer Harmon.
Me, I feel
wouldn't it be the most effective to change on you? Wouldn't it be the most effective to change on your side? Of you spent what?
Way to affect change on your. I'll do this. Wouldn't it be the most effective way to affect change on your side if you spent your time critiquing what you didn't like about them? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I think both are important, but yeah, that's something I actually want to do a lot more of. I'm working on a video, Everything Wrong with Republicans.
You guys are giving Biden way too much credit. No,
I'm not. He is.
Yeah, Mike is not a good Biden. Is not a Biden believer by any stretch. And that's Ghost Crusaders for $2. Let's see.
I think it's like friggin' Weekend at Bernie's, and they're just like dragging his corpse around. They're propping him up and going like this.
There actually are Weekend at Bernie's memes with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, and with like Pelosi and them.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch with Jenk and the guy called Mini Jenk. Or actually Jenk's nephew. They mixed up the memes of who's carrying him. All right, so we're at 1:41 right now. I say 4 more minutes, make it an hour 45, and then we can wrap.
Now the pressure's on to say something like insightful and shit in 4 minutes.
So a bottle of Simp Sauce, who gave the donation earlier, says, would I ever debate Vosh or maybe Mike Harlow? Both of us.
I would in a second, but I think you would be way better at it than you're like smarter than anyone I know. So do it.
Thank you. That's very complimentary.
That's true.
I would debate Vosh, but here's the thing: is I get a lot of debate comments, like debate this person, debate that person. Like the ones that I normally get are Vosh is a new one, but Vosh, not Kokolinsky, Sam Cedar.
Oh, I would never.
And
Sorry.
What's his name? And Destiny, right? And it's fine to like say, hey, debate this person, but if they have no interest in debating me, there's not a lot that I can do with that. Like, I'm not the kind of person who's going to go debate me, bro, to like somebody. If you contact them,
I would do that with Hunter Avallone. Give me 5 minutes with Hunter Avallone. Hashtag debate me, Hunter.
If you contact them and you tell them that to like debate me on a specific topic, or at least give me a topic that you're interested in, because people say debate Vosh, but it's like, what am I going to debate him on? Am I going to debate him on socialism? Comfortable debating that. Am I going to debate him on criminal justice? Just tell him to go home right there, right? Like that's the field. That's the field that I can vaguely be called an expert in.
Do it,
even though I don't like that. But I'm saying it depends on what it is. You know what I mean? But if it's just like debate, like get on a stream, because this is what a lot of people expect is like, you get on the stream and then you yell at each other. But I don't like go watch me on Jenk's nephew's stream. 2 hours of this guy not acknowledging a point, and I don't yell at him or swear at him the entire time.
Oh, I remember watching
doing it.
I remember watching that before we were friends. I was like cooking dinner and listening to that. I would never ever debate Sam Cedar because I hate that guy. He's just the nastiest, most smug, condescending. I don't do well with that, and my Italian would come out, and I'd start freaking screaming at him. So I wouldn't put myself in a position like that with somebody whose personality just irks me that much. My friend Brandon debated him, and I don't know how the hell he kept his hands to his side. I just want to smack that guy, metaphorically. YouTube,
right? Well, it depends on
send him away.
It depends on the topic. But Sam Cedar, like the debate requests from Sam Cedar are ridiculous. People say call into his show and debate him on libertarianisms. sorry, libertarianism.
He's one of those people who like really gaslights you.
No, but like that's not a debate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you call into a radio show, you're not like one person can hang up on the other one like that. That's not a debate.
Yeah.
Right? So hey guys, can't stay too long. Stuck at work. Much love from Australia.
Hey Matt,
Maddie
I love
8.
him.
Thank you for the 5,
He's
Matt.
awesome.
And you have love from Mike. Yeah, so like a lot of people, they try to flood in before it closes. So Yoshi Yosh, hey Mike, do you think that the trans movement kind of steamrolled and co-opted the LGBT movement in general?
Yes, but I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Whereas I think there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, remove the T." But, and you know, maybe should it have been put there in the first place? No, probably, because they're different. However, I think that logical, sane trans people who think for themselves are also being steamrolled out of it, just like gay people were. Because, I mean, look how they treat any trans person who breaks rank. So I think it's more complicated than that. And I think if you look at, because at this point, it seems like gay people and lesbians have just been totally cut out of it. And I think if you look at that, with all of these alphabet LGBT groups, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry of these special interest groups, and they're all of it. So I think, just my own opinion of why I think there's such a massive focus on gender is that only like 3 to 5% of the population is openly gay. But everyone has a gender. So that expands their reach from 5% of the population to 100%. And now they have all new areas of your life to encroach upon. They're in schools, they're in prisons, they're in sports, they're everywhere. I mean, it feels like they're, up your ass all day long.
Right. Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Yeah,
but,
I what you call it. Like, I can't speak because I'm not in there, but from what I can see from an
straight
outside,
white male.
well, no, it's not even that. It's just like I'm not, I don't know. I have like one very, very close friend who happens to be like in the LGBT community, if you can call it that.
Yeah, I'm here.
I have a YouTube friend that's also there, an internet's friend.
Did you just call me a YouTube friend?
Yes, I did.
You've been over to my house. We're not YouTube friends.
Yeah, we are. I'm just saying, I have somebody that I've known for like 5 years.
Okay, the shipping is over. I'm dumping his ass. I'm very offended right now.
I don't know enough about it, but from what I can see from the outside is that some aspects of trans activism kind of eradicates the entire point of other people in the LGBT movement, and that's like that Ariel girl.
Ariel.
What's her name?
What did you call her in your video? You were like Ariel, like the mermaid.
Oh, it's Ariel. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't even get that one. So no, I mentioned her a long time ago in another video.
I love her.
And I called her like Ariel, like I forgot what her last name was. I was like Scarelli or Scarello. I don't remember why, but that name gives me trouble because it's like she has a Staten Island like vibe to her.
I love her.
But yeah, that's part of her issue with that. And people got mad at me because they're like, you support her leaving the left, but you don't support Hunter leaving the right.
Because one is honest and one isn't.
Look,
in my opinion,
I don't even need to draw that distinction. I'm not against Hunter moving his positions, but if he's gonna say I wasn't really holding those positions and call everyone else a grifter, I'm gonna point out that hypocrisy.
And there isn't one person who is right-leaning that's in this space that he doesn't call either a Nazi or grifter. And what bothers me about that a lot is that I was a viewer of it. He was one of the early people that I started watching on YouTube, and I defended him personally many times that he was being called a Nazi and he was being called homophobic and he was being called anti-LGBT, and we've all defended, a lot of us have defended him, and this is the thank you we get, that now we're Nazis and we're grifters. Right.
Well, I made a video.
And I think with me, you made a great point about this in your video, is that with me, because I used to be a hardcore Democrat and I walked away from the left, and if somebody were to ask me why, I could go on for days and days with a million stories and anecdotes and positions, and same with Ariel, and same with so many people.
Oh,
so for him to have none of that.
You're saying that there's a connection between what drove you to change your positions and like the positions that you changed.
Yes.
So
and I think also the fact that he says he wasn't questioning things before kind of says a lot about him, because I question everything, and I'm sure you do too, and I'm sure you guys watching do the same thing.
Well, that video was 26 minutes long. I left out a bunch of clips. There's a clip in his video where he says that he would encounter arguments, not know how to deal with them, and just move on a lot.
Who does that?
Videos. So yeah, but it's Black Thunder HWD for $2. It says, please debate Hunter. Look, I don't.
I want to.
I don't. It's like, what do you want me to debate him on? Is there any interest in a debate?
I will debate
anything. People told me when I took like a side swipe at Hunter in the beginning of one of my videos on AOC that I should watch out for a response video. I'm not worried about a response video. Let's just make that clear. So
I am dying to debate Hunter.
So
I would
John
love that.
Paul, who is the Pope, that is the one of the last remaining popes.
He doesn't look like the Pope.
He's one who's not alive. It's Pope John Paul. He's the one who died before Benedict. Hey Sean, just wanted to send you a few bucks. You're one of the most factual and based YouTubers I know. That's why I love your channel. Thank you very much, John Paul.
Yeah, he is.
It means a lot from the Pope.
That's my boy.
Orange Ninja Turtle, AGW, go on Mike Harlow's channel and debate him on who loves the other more. Mike, do more streams.
I will.
I thought that was going to say do more streams, no homo.
Let's do more streams, homo.
All right, so
I will. Sean, you got to come on my channel.
I will.
Again. Oh yeah, you were on it already.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to. You got to make more videos. All right, so
I will. I have a couple that I'm working on. There's one that I'm kind of excited to do, is that something that's really been driving me crazy, especially lately, because I feel like it's ramped up more than ever, is the lies that people tell about Trump that they just repeat and repeat and repeat to the point that they've become facts to most people. So I'm going to do a video about like the biggest lies about Trump debunked.
There's a good John Stossel video about like top 5 Trump lies. It's older.
I love him.
Yeah, I enjoy John Stossel. John Stossel was when he got sick. By the way, John Stossel never smoked. He got lung cancer.
Oh, really?
People were like rooting for him to die. Like, it was just one of the nastiest things. Like, yeah, and like John Stossel hurt nobody. Like, let's be honest. Like, there's a bunch of debates where John Stossel, where Republicans tell him to grow up and vote Republican, and he's like, no,
yeah,
I'm not doing it. So, political pothead, grift to the right, get censored by YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only way to not be a grifter is to be a leftist.
Look, I've made it pretty clear on my channel that I'm not like demonetized. Like, I work around the monetization system. You know what I mean? Like, I actually help. Like, I talked to Mike about this, like behind the scenes, and like how to kind of beat the system. But yeah, there's like you can't, if you're going to be like a more vulgar content creator, like how Hunter's videos were describing people on the left, before that works. YouTube permits that more, it appears, from the left than from the right. But in general, if you don't swear, if you don't attack people personally, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, then you'll be all right. But again,
I disagree with you on that.
Well, there's always the chance, like a Crowder situation, where you don't violate the terms of service, and then YouTube demonetizes you anyway and changes the terms of service because he works at Vox.
Honestly, though, I mean, I don't know what it is, but like, there are certain videos I've done where like I didn't curse, I didn't do anything that get demonetized, and it's like you could spend forever trying to figure out which terms did I break, and
it's just an automatic. Like, my Hunter video was early access for my patrons a day before, because it was demonetized. So when I get a video demonetized and I have to wait for the review, I'll put that video up early, ad free for my patrons, and so that they can watch it, because make something good out of something bad.
Yeah. I think you can only do that if you have like 10,000 subscribers, right? That's what you said.
10,000 to get the review before the thing. Yeah. So get Mike to 10,000.
Yeah. Subscribe to my channel. Is anybody still watching this at this point, or have we talked your ear off?
It says 243 right now.
We should do like, okay, if you guys are still watching, write to us on Twitter. What should our hashtag be for people who are still listening?
Mike's like, is anybody still watching? I just told you, 243 is the number.
Okay, then hashtag fallopian.
Look, we're wrapping up. Ghost Crusaders. Trump is going to invite Hunter's baby mama and baby to the debate.
See, Sean is all nice and sweet.
Have you met your grandchild?
I'm the bitch. He feels bad about that. He doesn't like this.
No, because I keep like
He's a tender heart.
Well, it's not even that. It's I don't like to get too personal. Like I keep my I keep people in my personal life protected, and I know that Hunter's girlfriend has appeared in a video with her, but I don't want to. I don't want to like invoke. I don't want to invoke private people in there. Like that's nasty. Like you know what I mean? It's not a situation where it's like a Lauren and Liam where they do the show together, or other public.
No, I agree. You're a nicer person. I'm just a bitch on wheels.
Yeah. So, well, it's also I don't even know what the girl. I think I've seen her once in a video, but I couldn't describe her. Like I might be able to give you like a police description. Like that's the bare minimum. It's like iDubbbz's girlfriend. I don't know what she looks like. Like because that's how little I care about the story. Like
you could Google some things.
Well, I'm saying because iDubbbz is interesting, but like his girlfriend was not interesting to me. So even at the time of the story, somebody, this is for you, Mike. You're just a lippy bitch.
I love her. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Leah.
I mean, we can like I'm gonna be the appeal to decency kind of person. You can't be nice if you're on Twitter. The only way to get banned is from Twitter is to not be nice to the left.
What? I was perfectly nice
about Hunter Biden.
We'll debate him.
No, okay. You know what it is? It's people were saying debate Hunter, and I forgot. Yeah, Trump probably would invite. Let me put that comment up because that's why I read it so.
Hunter Biden's baby mama.
Yeah, Trump's gonna invite Hunter Biden's baby mama and the baby to the debate.
That's great.
Hey Joe, have you met your grandchild yet? Trump would definitely do that. So Ghost Crusaders, thank you for that. I'm gonna make that the last one right now.
You got to tell them it's the last one before you do the last one. God.
No, because I'll give him the last word on it. Liam is Lauren's boyfriend. They're engaged, bro.
They're awesome.
Yeah. They're wonderful.
You know what I've realized? Let me know if you agree with this. But like now that I've been doing this for a little while, I feel like the people who do this sort of like YouTube political sort of thing, they're always either one of two things. Either they are just the most amazing people who work hard and really care about what they talk about, or they are the absolute scum of the earth. I've never met one where there's any in between.
Right. I haven't met that many people, but from what I've heard, it's basically like there's up jumpers, like which I guess they call clout chasers on YouTube.
What's
even
that?
Like that, people try to jump up, like they make friends to climb, like the social ladder. And then those are the people that will knife you in the back. That's where YouTube drama comes from. And then there's like genuinely nice people. And I've been lucky. I've encountered people that have been pretty.
You and Lauren.
But they're definitely people that aren't. Like that. Because if I talk about a creator, like people will reach out to me to tell me stuff about them. Like people that I don't know, that I've never interacted with, that have had their own personal issues. So there's definitely some of that on the platform. So that would be it. All right, so I'm going to close up. Everybody, Mike Harlow, you can find him Sleepy Harlow on Instagram, the Mike Harlow, or the Mikey Harlow on Twitter.
No, it's Mikey the Harlow.
Mikey the Harlow on Twitter. Okay. Pulling it from memory.
I'm not the Mike Harlow. I'm barely a Mike Harlow.
Like Joey D says, I don't follow YouTubers' personal lives. Yes, that's true, but they like host a show together where they're, like clearly, you know what I mean?
Getting it on.
No, like yeah. So, is Monday Matt still playing for subs? Tune in next time when we discuss whether or not Monday Matt is paying.
He kind of sucks now, right?
Now is the real.
Did he always? I never really watched him.
Yeah. We'll talk about that off air. Thank you everybody for watching. Definitely check out Mike.
Subscribe to my channel too.
The White Axe says happy almost birthday, Mikey.
Thank you.
So.
Oh, Thin White Axe is here. He's awesome too. We got all our peeps in the house. I love him. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday is Tuesday, I think. My birthday's the 21st.
Oh my God, it really is your almost birthday.
I know. Yours is what, June?
August. So I'll tell you about it off the thing. But
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. Subscribe to Mike's stuff. Follow him on all the
If
stuff.
you're still listening, hashtag fallopian.
All right. Jesus. All right. Bye, guys.